And it says I am live. I'm still kind of half getting set up. Looks like Floridian's here, Todd's here, Kevin's here. Hopefully everything looks all right. Like I said, I'm still kind of getting it set up. I haven't used this format a ton. Mr. John is here, so hopefully it works out all right. Bean Boy is joining us. Nice. Let's see. Big fan of the new Black Bay Burgundy. We're going to talk about that, Jeremy. We're going to talk about that one for sure because I'm also a big fan of that one. YZ80's here. John is, yeah, Long Island John. Until bedtime. Yep, got to take care of the kiddos. George is here. Anonymous Watch Guy's here. Let's see, David, Bill, BM. Anybody catch the Northern Lights? Man, I've been so tired. I don't know what is going on. So I have not stayed up late enough to even look at those. Hopefully, I know some other people have definitely checked them out because I've seen them posted up on my private Discord. Larry C is here. That's awesome. Floridian is saying, "What am I sipping?" Just some water. I can't lie to you. You already caught me. I am a little pour of Angel's Envy. So Tennessee Mike is here. CV Watch Shark. Chris, that's Chris and Erica. Thanks for joining us. Kevin checking in from Florida. Thanks for joining us. Underachieving Watch Collectors here. Nate Dogg's here. Nate Dogg's in the house, ready to regulate. Let's see. Calico says Souther lights are better. Yeehaw. Okay. Canadian Watch Monkeys here. Radman. David's here. Go ahead. Checking in from Montreal. My buddy Dane, the #1 troll killer's here, wearing a Breitling Transocean Unitimer, 46 millimeter. That's interesting. Brave Sailor says, "Will the Tigers win the pennant this year?" I have not followed it. I should probably follow that. James Duffy checking in from California. And James, you don't have any worry. Calico does not have a wrench tonight, so shouldn't cause any problems there. Michael's checking in from Montana. MM10 is here. Thanks for joining us. All right, what do we got? About 58 in there because we got a lot to cover. We have a lot to cover. So I might start off with covering some. No. See, Calico, you have it all wrong. He says, okay, get to the point. Rolex. All that matters today. True, slightly true, but we are going to. I got to read this comment real quick. Cecil says, "Hey Rob, thanks again for the Sunday Fun Day. I must have the slowest trigger finger as I keep emailing too late, but I will prevail one day." Yep, stay at it. One day you'll get it. Nick V's checking in from Florida. Let's see. Long Island John is rocking the Black Bay Pro tonight. And pink waving, says Kevin. Let's see. Seiko today, very nice head. Okay. All right, where are we at? Grand Seiko, Telegraph. I haven't even looked at the Grand Seiko stuff yet. I was definitely, you know, even my Sunday drive, I said, I don't care, Rolex, Tudor, blah, blah, blah. It's this Watches and Wonders thing is pretty much the Rolex and Tudor show. Of course, there's a ton of other brands there, phenomenal brands. They released some really cool stuff, but everyone's main focus is the Rolex and the Tudor. And I agree with Anonymous Watch Guy. Rolex and Tudor actually crushed it this year, 100%. They had some awesome releases, and we're going to cover those. Before we do, I want to cover a couple of other brands. So we're going to share my screen, and we can go right to the Watches and Wonder website, and you can pretty much click on things right on here. So I know I have one of these watches coming in, the Alpinos, the new release. Mimo's sending me that. So these things are great looking watches and pretty affordable too. So I'm excited to check out one of those. I'm not sure what color he sent. I think he already sent it. I'm not sure what color he's sending me, but I'll have that soon. Um, so there is the Alpino. That's the main one. You might be interested in some of the other configurations, but we're going to have to broad stroke some of this stuff. So if we go to, this is a brand I don't know much about, right? And I'm probably not even going to pronounce it right. Angelus, is that right? I don't know. Is that right? But these things are killer looking, and they're titanium cases, kind of skeletonized. There's a gold one, of course. There's the green one, and then there's this guy right here. This one looks amazing. And guess what? It was embargoed, but I can show it today because I actually have one right here. Phenomenal watch. I know it's not going to show up very good because the way this camera works, but awesome, awesome watch. I'll be doing a full video on this one very soon. Price point, a little on the heavier side. Most of these watches that we're going to look at from Watches of Wonder are. This is $23,100, but it is a incredible looking watch and very cool spec. So I'm excited to share that one with you. I'll be showing that one real soon. Let's go back to the screen share. Go like that. Let's go back. We're going to try to breeze through these because I know you guys want to. We're going to spend some time on the Tudor and the Rolex for sure. Bon Messier, I did not look at those. We can look at the Cartier because I know somebody mentioned it. Yeah, so there's some new tanks, new Santos. I have not looked at these guys. Is there something we should be looking at on these? Is that a chrono and a GMT? Yes, it is a chrono and a GMT. This guy is. It is a chrono and a GMT, and it's not very thick. It's an incredible watch. This is not something that I would have picked out to really look at, but now that I have it in hand, this thing is amazing. This is amazing, right? So, big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces for sending this over with some other really cool watches. Some baller watches in my opinion, just because it's beyond my price points. But yeah, it's super thin. Is the Cartier collab? So there's the Cartiers. I don't know. I don't know much about the brand Cartier, and I know that's probably not good, but great looking watches. Not my style. So let's back up. Bell and Ross had some cool stuff. Chanel, Purple, Chopard. A lot of these brands, it's just not my jam. The Grand Seiko, obviously, we're going to take a look at those because some of these watches I'm going to get my hands on and we're going to be able to see them. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see all of them. Oh, yeah, you guys asking about the price on this. It is $23,100. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Okay, so these Grand Seiko, this is the one that I think somebody had brought up in the chat. The Tenograph. Let's see. -A5 base movement, which is probably the same movement that I just videoed on that crazy titanium one I had. This one's probably going to be super pricey. A lot of these newer Grand Seikos at this show are going to be like pretty high-end releases. Was there any Grand Seiko releases that were like not insanely priced? I don't know if there was. Okay. Let's go. Oh, I gotta show you this. Mont Blanc did this. I think the dial is really cool looking, but I think it's gonna be a pain in the butt to read. Some of these chronographs are cool, but I like this 1858 diver. That's really nice looking watch. I really like that. But I can see where it might be difficult to read it for some reason. It seems like it would. I'd have to see it in person. I think that's great looking, but is it gonna be legible, or is that yeah, is it a bit much? I don't know. I have to see it in person. I'm excited to see that one in person. Okay, let's back up, but these ones look good too. Yeah, that's a pretty cool looking dial too. Cathedral handset. Alright, let's back up. Let's go to is there anything else? Oris released a fun watch. This guy, the, Kermit. Love the green. The green is a really nice pop, and, of course, there's that little that happens on the 1st of every month, you'll get that. So that's like the Kermit head is number 1. Um, you don't see that though, that's not what he doesn't come to life and, play banjo on the, window frame of the, date window. It's just this head, profile there, headshot. Very cool looking watch. Very cool watching. Pea soup green, it's a nice vibrant green. I think that picture right there is gonna be a good indication of what color it's gonna look like. It's a nice vibrant spring green, and I dig it. It's Kermit green. What size is it? Shoot, I forget. It's the same size. It's the Pro Pilot X, so it's didn't MM10 have one of these? I don't know if he still has it or not. He's in the chat. He'd know the size. I don't know where the specs are on it because it's yeah, I'd have to go to the website. The Oris is overpriced. It is not. It's definitely not overpriced because it has the caliber 400 movement in it, and it's under 5, I think. It's not terrible, really. Did Panerai do anything cool? Let's check Panerai real quick. I like the color of that dial. I like the color of that dial very much. Ooh, nice red. Love the gold case. Okay, moving on. Da, 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 da. Okay, so now we're going to jump off this website and we are going to go. All right, I know we got to go. All right, we're going to talk before we talk Rolex and Tudor because we're going to spend some time on those. Before we do that, I want to show you Zinn also released a new limited edition watch. Shoot, where'd it go? Oh, right there. So, but it's only available this guy right here. I think the dial color on that one looks really good. There you go. Can you see that? Okay, you can see it. I think that looks good. I like this colorway, but there's only 100 of them, and it's exclusive to this jeweler or wherever it is in Switzerland or something. I was wearing my Zinn 104 white dial today, and I always look every year. I look because Zinn will drop like a special colorway or something, and I think this is a great looking one. I hope I hope to see one of those. So if someone is able to pick one of those up, let me know. Let me know for sure because I would be interested in that. Okay, now we can talk. We can talk Rolex. So here are the Rolex. The new watches of 2023. They do such a good job of that banner. I think that looks good. But let's click on that and we'll scroll through the new stuff. Are we going to talk about the stuff that was discontinued? No, it's gone. I don't care. Let's just talk about the stuff that well, I guess it's almost the same that they're gone versus they're here because we're not going to be able to get them. I say that, but some of us can get these. There's some people in this chat that can get them. There's some people out in the wild that can get them. I mean, they're not impossible to get. All right, let's check out this 1908 because this is something very cool. So, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this considered the Cellini line, or is it not? Is it its own line? I think it looks best in the gold case, though. When you look at it with the stainless steel case, it just doesn't have the visual impact that the gold one does. I can't afford either one of them, so why not look at the gold? Small seconds, basically a hollowed out Mercedes hand. Oh, okay, Jonathan says the 1908 replaced the Cellini line. I like it. I think it was a really good move. I think it was an excellent move on Rolex's part to do this. I mean, the Cellini line wasn't selling anyway, so it has a display case back, and the watch is thin. It's very cool. All right, so let's. Can we look at the stainless one? Yeah, and then the gold with the black dial. How much are these? Oh, that's cool. That's fun. I like that animation. New caliber 7140. 66-hour power reserve. That's a great movement. Okay. Leather. Discover this model. All right. Let's price this sucker out. Not terrible. 22,000. 39 millimeter case. Great size. View variations. How do we change the? I kind of don't like their website. All right. How much is the stainless steel one? Their website sucks. There's probably a million people on this website, though. I know I'm moving fast. Whatever. Move on. You'll be all right. Um, I can't scroll now, though. Okay. So we're going to refresh this. And then we're going to go. I think I'm going to go into their main website and not just their main watches here. Can we just do that? All right, so we can just look at them like this. So how much is the stainless steel one? See, their website, it forces me into doing this. I hate this. You have to like stack it all up and then go, I don't want that one. I want that one. Oh, it's not stainless steel. It's white gold. Thank you. So I did all that for nothing. Okay, moving on. I'm done with the 1908. Can't afford it. I thought maybe there'd be a stainless steel. But what was I thinking, right? Rolex only does the precious metals in their first releases. Okay, so let's do the Yachtmaster. Titanium. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know why. Why would you buy the white gold one? I don't know. I'm digging the titanium Yachtmaster. 100% digging this watch. They call it RLX titanium. It's just grade 5 titanium, pretty much brushed. Little confused on that. I don't know why they didn't add more polishing on it because part of the reason you go with grade 5 titanium, I mean, not the only reason, but there's a lot of attributes to it. But one of the reasons that you go with the grade 5 is because you can polish it. So we got to go all the way down to the bottom to price this guy out. Figure. That's not even the right one. That's the one. Oh, you can get it in options. Okay, there we go. 14.5. That's not bad. I mean, I say that, it's still a lot of money, but that's a killer watch. I'm really digging that one, and that probably feels great on wrist. Probably super wearable. I like that. I was expecting it to be more money, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go back to collection. They didn't do anything with the Submariner, right? Sky Dweller, I know they messed with that. What should we talk about now? Yeah, honestly, John, I thought the same thing. I thought it'd be pushing like 18,000 for some reason, but so pleasantly surprised on that. We could look at the Sky Dweller. I know they changed some colors and everything. Yeah, let's look at the OP. Let's look at the because this one is as much as everybody is saying that it's ridiculous. Now I'm just going to look at the 41 because that would be the size that I would go with. So we go to the dial configure. So we have black, blue, polka dot, green, and silver. But this guy right here is the dial that's. I really don't think they're going to put this dial out very long. I think they're going to make a few of these and then they're going to be gone. So, and it says it right there. It's $6,400, so it's like the most affordable Rolex you can get, assuming you could actually get it. It's the celebration motif. So it's every color of the wild colors OPs that they did in what 2020. So it has like all of them. So if you couldn't figure out which one you wanted, quite frankly, you couldn't even get one. This one has all of them. So yes, Mark, you do have a good point, sir. You do have a good point there. Um, it is difficult to tell the time with this one, but again, I'd have to reserve to seeing it in person, which maybe one day I will. Um, but it's fun. I think it's fun. I like it. It's probably one of the few, as ridiculous as this sounds, because like I was just in Baltimore like a few weeks ago, and I was offered a couple of Rolex. Oh my God, John, 100%, 100%. I'm going to cry when that OP is going for $100,000. Um, I could see it happening because I don't think there's going to be a ton of them. I really don't. So I think it's going to be a supply and demand sort of thing. I think it's going to go ridiculously high with the aftermarket on that thing. So, or the gray market, or whatever you call it. So, um, Dana, last second. Dana, are you keeping count of trolls you've killed? Is that what this number is? Have I missed that many kills? If that's your troll kill count, that is awesome. Ah, what are we doing here? Oh my god, lots of trolls today. Oh, good. I think I think it. Yeah. Okay. So Dane's having fun. Thank you, Dane. Earning his pay. I don't pay Dane. I should though. Hmm. Yeah. George A says he feels like this one's going to be big with the celebs. Probably. I could see that's where it's going to end up. Okay. So we covered the dots. They're fun. I actually like them. I think they're cool. Let's go to. Can we jump right to a different model? No. Can we jump to a different model here? No. So we got to go here and then scroll down. Okay. By the time I'm done with this website, I'll have maybe figured it out. GMT Master 2. It looks like they still have it looks like they still kept a few here. So there's the root beer. Can we go down to configure? So we still have the Sprite, or whatever they're calling it, Starbucks, Sprite, whatever. We still have the Pepsi, but why is the dial blue on that? The Pepsi doesn't have a blue dial, does it? We still have the root beer, and then so the Batman, Batgirl are gone, and then this is new. Is that what I'm seeing? Or is that not what I'm seeing? Oh, that's white gold. Hmm. So is that new too? That wasn't white gold before. Wow. How come no one's talking about that one? I had not seen that one. Um, so is that's the only steel one now? What is going on? I need to configure this. Oh, okay, so you can still get okay, so you can still get this and that and that. Okay, they're all still there. I hadn't checked this before, so all right, let's go back. This one is hot. I think this is probably one of the best releases in the lineup. I really, really, really like this one. I'm not a huge fan of the price point. Sam's dad says you can still buy the Timex Batman. That's actually probably the one I could afford. But um, yeah, this thing is. I like the two tone. The full gold one would be really cool, but I like the two tone one. I'm digging this one. All right, so two tone, but something about the combination. What is he saying here? George says I would never wear two tone, but something about the combination makes the watch so that I agree. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm, getting older and just, what am I going to do? I'm drawn to that gold shiny bits now. I'm assuming as I get even older, then maybe I'll be drawn to the full gold. But Kevin says, wasn't the white gold version the first ceramic Pepsi from Rolex? I honestly don't know. I am the wrong guy to ask about like Rolex history or anything like that. I don't follow them that well. I don't memorize the part numbers. I don't I don't do any of that. So um, Calico says Rolex killed it today. Best annual releases in a long time. I agree. Dane, you got it. I'll send you a hat. I'll even ship it out tomorrow. You got it. 100%. I'll send you a hat and some other stuff. You're crushing it. All right, back to the Rolex releases. What else do we have here? So Air King's still here. That's the newer one. Um, Still a great looking watch. Let's look at the day date. Oh no, we got to look at the Explorer because they went with a this guy. So they went with a 40 millimeter, um, and you can still get the 36. How cool is that? Like this is something that when they released the 36 millimeter, I think we all wished they would have released the 40 millimeter as well because that's when they bumped up the Oyster Perpetual, and it's the same case essentially, right? So now that they've added the 40, that's awesome. Um, yeah, the 40 is going to be the right size for a lot of us, just like the 36 was the right size for a lot of us. But the 40 is something that is very easy to wear for sure. It's not going to be a 40 mil. It's going to be like a 39. Even when I had my 39 Oyster Perpetual, it wore more like a 38. So this is going to wear smaller than the 40 millimeter even kind of dictates. At 7,700, it's still a lot of money, but it's not terrible. You could probably figure out a way to scrounge that money up. If you have a lot of us that are serial flippers or just habitual watch buyers, you probably have um, seven $1,000 watches already. Sell those suckers and see if you can pick up one of these. Uh, they're gonna make a lot of them. They're gonna be difficult to get at first, and probably for a while. But if you start to develop a relationship with some ads, you might be able to get one. Also, a good point John brings up. Now, maybe you will be able to have a little bit better access to the 36 millimeter now that the 40 has attention. You have both of them, so that kind of like mixes it up a little bit. Maybe you'll be able to um, figure that out. Uh, Von Krul says Milgas may come back. We'll see. I really hope so. I think it would be wise. I think it'd be great, maybe next year or something, or I don't know when the anniversary of that watch is, but for them to bring it back in basically the same case, that sport case that the Air King's in, bring it back with a white dial Milgauss again. That was discontinued long ago. That would be really cool. I would like to see that. Let's see. Go back. And they didn't change anything on the Explorer 2. They still have the Polar and the black, right? Okay. So everything's fine there. These are 9650. Everything's good there. Oh, you know what I just noticed though? Let's go back to the Explorer. Because I forgot what they didn't do is in the 36, you can get it in two-tone, but they didn't do that in the 40. I wonder why they didn't do that in the 40 as well. Hmm. Maybe they'll do that later. Interesting. Anyway, so let's go back to the main lineup. And then we have to go day date. They did a bunch of really cool, I don't know what sizes they're in. I'm going to look at the 40 first, then we might have to go back to the 36 because they did a bunch of different dials. But I think is it the I don't know where they did all the crazy dials at. So they have a meteorite dial for that. That's really cool. They have a full diamond dial. The green dial looks awesome. Okay, so we'll go back. We gotta pick. I don't know what colors they did. The crazy dials in. The Rolex green looks good. I like that. 40's good. Meteor dial. Okay, so is it in the 36? Which one had that puzzle? Yeah, Mark, what material was that that had the puzzle one? Was it the platinum or is it? All right, here's some of the crazy dials. Mother Pearl, pink one's really good. Oh, you couldn't find the puzzle one? So look at these dials though. That one's crazy, the turquoise, and then a full diamond with the gem sets as the indexes. That's pretty cool too. The rose gold is my favorite puzzle dial, but they're not on here. Is it a diamond set? It was a diamond set, wasn't it? No, that's just the bracelet. All right, here's some of those other crazy dials. I can't even pronounce that. Then there's that one. Green Aventurine. All right. Go to 2023 releases, says Calico. I hate navigating this website though. We're going to get to the Daytona as well. I'm actually really impressed with that. So far, what would you buy? Like if you were to walk into an AD randomly and they just somehow offered it to you, is there any models that you would pick up? So there's the OP. Yeah, I don't think it's in here, Calico. They have that green one. And they have that one. I don't know where the puzzle one is. But we might as well just go look at the Daytona. Because the Daytona, Will, I'm kind of with you. I'm thinking if I was offered that titanium Yachtmaster, I'd probably pick it up. And I don't have the money to do it, but I'd just figure out a way. So, the Daytona. That's cool. They actually had Paul Newman on there. They changed quite a few things. I know they eliminated a bunch of different colors. They added some colors. But that right there is what I thought was super cool. They actually went with the display case back. I don't know. I know there's already some people that are like hating on that because I know it's on the platinum one. So they've removed some platinum material on the case back and replaced it with a sapphire crystal. But for Rolex to start doing display case backs like on the 1908 and on this, um, I'm a fan. I mean, we like to see, and that's a gold rotor, yeah. So we like to see this stuff as watch enthusiasts. You know, they have these great movements, and we don't ever get to see them like ever. So I think it's really cool. And I have tried on a couple of these Daytonas. I've tried them on with both on the bracelet, and I've tried them on with the flex steel or the rubber one. Um, Great feeling for sure. $30,000. This dial is awesome. I think that would be the dial I'd go with. Right there. I love that. With that red around the outside, I think that would be the one I'd go with right there. Let's see. Oh, good point. Good point. It would, Dwight, 100%. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. It'd be easier to spot the phonies for sure. Didn't even think about that. Maybe they should put display case backs on all their watches, right? Let's see. I got a $5 here super chat from Mr. Calico. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Uh, Holy crap, we had like 800 viewers. Why are so many people? I usually don't get that many viewers. It must be because I put Rolex and stuff like that. Is this true? Is it National Whiskey Day? Well, not all whiskey is bourbon, but all bourbon is whiskey. So I'll drink to that. And subscribe. Whatever. Now give me a wrench. I cannot give you a wrench from here for some reason. And Dane is still probably taking out people, I think, hopefully. Let's see. I can block him. Oh, I cannot block him. And also, happy birthday to Calico. Let's see. Anonymous Watch Guy is drinking some too. Sipping on a little whiskey. Thank you very much. Salute. Let's see. Big Bearded Viper. I am sipping on Angel's Envy. Dane lost count. Yeah, he was keeping track, but now he lost count. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna have to put a nice little care package together for my buddy Dane down there in Florida. So that will happen. All right, what else is there that we need to look at from Rolex before we move on to Tudor, which is actually the ones I'm super excited about. So I think we broad stroked all of those. I think we can move on from Rolex. We can move on from Rolex, right? Let's see, reading a couple of comments. They discontinued the Heritage Chrono. I don't know. I don't think it's on their website. I Somebody else said that. I don't remember who it was. Let's go check out the Tudor. Let's check out Tudor. 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 Okay. So there's a couple things. The Pellies look like they're untouched. They're good there. The Ranger's still good. Those are safe. The 1926 good and safe. The Royale, I don't think there was any major changes there. Where the big changes were, we're going to start here at this Black Bay because this one used to buy, like last year, you'd get it on two-tone with the oyster style bracelet. Now you're on the 5 link one. David with the $5 here super chat says funds towards San Francisco food beverage trip anniversary of Moon Swatch this past weekend. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. I was just out there like not that long ago. It's so crazy how fast time goes by. So, some of the changes they did with this guy here, obviously, is the bracelet. I think they went with the T-fit clasp, and they all have now. They're all straight line text, so they all have the in-house movement. Some decent price points, I think, for what you're getting. Great looking watches. The blue is a more vibrant blue. See this, see, I need to see this green. Okay, that's the darker blue. Let's go back up here. Because this blue, I think, is a little more vibrant blue. It's hard to see it in this picture, but yeah, you can kind of see it right here. It's a more vibrant, shimmery blue, whereas like the old ones were more of just like a matte blue color. But we also get a better clasp. We get the bracelet, and then the big thing. I don't know if you can see it on any of these pictures, but we go back to this one and look at it. The case is smoothed out and rounded out, much like you'd see like on an Oyster Perpetual style case. It's not slab sided like you would see on a traditional Black Bay watch. So Will Carey with a $20 here super chat. Frisco Funds, thank you very much. Be seeing you and your buddy Jay out there soon. So I really want to get one of these in to show on video because I think these are like they're more accessible. They're like 37, almost half the price of say a an Explorer. I know it's not a Rolex Explorer, it's not like a place taker or anything like that, but it's a pretty damn nice watch for less money. So I don't know. I could see picking up one of these and probably have the accessibility to it when you go into a Tudor authorized dealer. These are they're making them with that new facility. They're making them 24/7. Sorry, now the hour hand that changed the minute hand. Yeah, the minute hands changed on a lot of these Black Bays, and they went with a lolly, like a round um, on the second hand instead of a squared. style in there. So Sean with a 500, is that yen? T-Fit Clasp 2. Thank you very much. So if we go back to watches, obviously I like all those. Those are great. But I think a lot of people are going to be drawn to this guy at only 4,300. They didn't change the they didn't change the case or anything. It's still a slab side. It's still pretty dang thick. It still has a great bezel. It has it's a Traveler's GMT, so it has the jumping hour. I mean, here's a real life picture of it. Now they're saying it's like a silvery white, but the this I mean, it looks white. It looks like a nice white dial. I think that's a great looking watch. And in these pictures, even the hands look like they're kind of framed in black. Some of them they look like they were polished, but they did darken it. They did blacken it, which is the proper thing to do when you're putting it against a plain or a white silvery dial. The legibility on this thing is incredible. I think this is a great looking watch. A lot of people wanted it to be thinner, but the fact that they did it is just it's great. I think it's a great looking watch. At 4,300 bucks, it's hard to beat. It's a killer watch, and you can still get the black dial one. So either color you go with is not a bad choice for sure. The Black Bay 54. Now I'm gonna click on this one. The movement in that one is the same as the previous, whatever it is, the MT something. So now they have the Black Bay 54, 37 millimeter case. This thing is going to wear so good on a lot of people's wrists. They want these smaller watches because they have smaller wrists, like 6.5-inch wrist or something like that. And there's not any like entry level luxury or premium type divers out there that are just a step above some of the micro brands or anything like that. So Tudor is covering it with their range of sizes and watches and materials, honestly, between because you can get the 39 millimeter titanium, which because of it being lighter weight is going to wear really good. So you have either the 37 millimeter Black Bay 54 or you have the 39 millimeter Pelly. Either one of those are going to work amazing on smaller wristed or just people that prefer smaller watches. Like Kevin says, he has a 6.25-inch wrist. This watch is for you, Kevin. This is like probably the one of the best divers you're going to pick up at this price point that is going to fit your wrist well. And the reason I clicked on this picture is because of this strap combination. I like the fitted end link with the rubber strap. I'm a little concerned that they did. BM says the lug to lug is 46. That's pretty cool if it is. I am a little concerned of the strap material. It says black rubber strap, but I've had the Pelagos before, and the strap had the same configuration as this, and it was not very comfortable. So I'd like to see this one. Hopefully it softens up or breaks in. Um, here we go. Jack is going to be interested in this too, I think. Does it have the glide lock clasp? It does have the T-Fit clasp. It does. So if we go here, oh, that's cool. They showed like a bottom wrist shot. So I don't know if they actually they don't actually show it, but all of the bracelets now and all of the rubber straps like this all are going to have the T-Fit clasp. This is a T-Fit clasp. So at 36.25, I think that's going to make a lot of people happy. Now you can go back here and you can get it on a bracelet. The bracelet is also going to have the T-Fit clasp, but it still has the faux rivets. Not a big fan of those, but it does fit the overall vintage vibe that the watch has. I mean, it looks great on wrist. So if you have a smaller wrist or you just prefer the smaller watches, and it's incredibly thin. It's even thinner than the Black Bay 58. I want to say it was like 11 or maybe like 10.5 mil. It was like crazy thing. Some of the reports, some of the videos I was watching throughout the day, just like you guys were. Some people did a better job of talking about the size of the watch. The thickness is like a critical thing with a lot of these watches, and so many people don't cover it even at these shows, which is a little disappointing. But they do get to it. So with the Black Bay 54 being here, just now like the little light went off above my head. So is the Black Bay 58 is gone, isn't it? Or do we still have the Black Bay 58? I think it's gone. Is the Black Bay 58 gone, you guys? I thought the 58 was cool, but does it coexist next? That's 38 mil. Does it coexist with 37? You got the 41. I like the move with the 41. Okay, BM says the 58 still here. So they're doing the 58 and the 54. Interesting. Okay, it's just not right here. But this this here is the watch I want to look at. So far, hands down, this is the watch that has my attention out of all of the watches that we've looked at, and I'll tell you why. One um, is here, the price point, $4,450 US. David is asking, um, I have not seen it in any of the ADs that I've went into. I think that's still a hard one to lock down. You can still get them. You just have to be patient and you need to work with your authorized dealer, but you can get it. Here's another question. Really wanted the blue Pele 39. I think you're going to see a blue Pele 39. I think you're going to see it. If you remember in the past, Tudor Tudor did an awesome release. They did a great release with the models and the changes, but it wasn't they didn't do everything, right? So yeah, like Scott says right here. Scott says 100% this right here. This is going to happen. So Tudor will do probably that blue Pele 39 that you want. They'll probably do that. That'll probably be the release that they do later on, as well as some more of these right here, because this is the first of the new generation for the Black Bay 41. The blue bezel one, the other colored ones are not this. This only has two lines of text right here. It has the MT5602-U. So, and then it also has the 5-link bracelet. Also, let me see if I can find a better picture here. That might be the best picture. So if we click on this one, the crown is totally different. Okay. They don't have the tube extender with the color ring, so that's gone. So now this crown goes up closer, tight up against the case, like it should. I liked the old crown. I didn't have a problem with it. It's hard to tell from this angle. We'll look at some other pictures. I don't know if they changed the bezel coin edge because the old crown really matched the coin edge on the bezel. So I don't know if they changed the bezel on this one too. They also changed the font on the bezel insert. It's subtly different than the old one. The minute hand is changed slightly. They still have the nice, powerful snowflake hour hand, but they did go with a round loomed plot on the second hand. They used to be a snowflake as well. So, yeah, I'm glad the tube is gone as well. That was one thing I didn't really care for. The case is totally different. BM thinks the bezel's changed too. I think it was too. I was trying to find that in pictures. I love the new bracelet. It's not quite a Jubilee. It's actually like I think a 5-link bracelet is an accurate description of this. It's a 5-link with the polished 3 links in the center, and then polished in the center part of the T-fit clasp. So bracelet clasp on this is great. Can we zoom in on this or no? It's hard to tell on this. I think you might be right. I think the bezel might be slightly changed. I need to see some better pictures of this, but it's thinner too. So the original, I'm not 100% sure on these numbers. I'm going off from memory here, but back in the day when I had the smile dial, which was probably one of the coolest ones they did, the red bezel, the smile dial, because they had an ETA 2824 in it. That one was around 12 and a half millimeter thick. It always looked thicker than it was because it was slab sided, but it really wasn't that thick. It was like 12 and a half millimeter. Then they went to their in-house movement with a ton of text on the dial. With their in-house movement, they don't do the smile dial, right? So, and then that one was like 14 and a half millimeter thick. It went too thick. It went too far. So this one, which is the first of the new generation of the Black Bay 41 divers, is reported to be like 13.6 millimeter, 13.5, 13.6. Keep in mind the Seiko SKX is 13 and a half millimeter thick. And that has like a cushion case, so it's a little bit different. 13 and a half millimeter thickness on this watch with the 41 by approximately 50 millimeter lug to lug is a good size. That's a good size. I'm not going to have any problems with this. I could see picking one of these up. They also, you can kind of see it here, they beveled this edge a little bit better, and it probably even softened on the side. Yeah, they did change this. So the old BM, you're right. So the old bezel came out straight and it had just a regular coin edge on it. So they completely changed this. They kind of beveled and polished this edge and then went more with like a cog teeth instead of a coin edge, if that makes sense. It still doesn't match the grooves on the crown exactly the same. It looks like the rose, the Tudor rose on the crown. I know this is a render, but it looks like it might be a little bit deeper pressed too. Yeah, it's definitely less slab sidey. I'm gonna have to. I need to see one of these watches. This looks like, in my opinion, the best diver release for my wrist size from Tudor on their current releases. Let me look up real quick though. The MT562. So these are all new. I still like that ceramic one. That one's really cool too. But let's go to home. Are these all just the? So there's the Black Bay 54. There's the Pellies. Yeah, I don't see the Black Bay 58 on here, guys. Hmm. Anyone have the GMT steel and gold? So that's the other thing too. The chronograph wasn't on here. There's the Rangers. There's the Pro. There's the old steel and golds. Okay, so here's the steel and gold GMTs, and then there's the 39 bronze. I think that's still a great looking watch as well. So here's the chronographs. They're still on here. Maybe they updated the website, but yeah, these are still on here. I know people were saying they weren't on here, but they are. I didn't see the Black Bay 58s though. Here's the link. Okay, so there's you guys are saying the Black Bay 58's on here. But I wanted to see the website's just kind of jumbled up for me right now. I want to see the no, I don't want new watches only. Where are the okay, so here's the bigger divers. This is what I wanted to see. Okay, so I wanted to verify. So you can see where these have the three line of text, and this movement is called the MT5602. So the new one is the 5602-U. I don't know what they changed other than it is Meta certified as well. So I don't know if the U signifies that or if it signifies that it's also thinner potentially because they did go with a thinner case. Because these ones were 14 and a half, and that new generation one is 13 and a half. So I would see that the new release is coming up. Hopefully we'll see a blue dial 39 Pelly. I think we'll see that. And then we'll see the rest of the Black Bay 41 lineup go to the U movement with the different case and everything. So I think that'll be the big things we see. All right, now we can go back over to comments. Got a Black Bay Chrono Panda, love it. Says Ned Flanders, that is a really cool watch. Beanboy says hit the red arrow next to Tudor watch. I don't even know where you're at. I don't know what you're talking about on that one. Click menu button and scroll right under Black Bay. Menu. Oh, it's right there. Gee, thanks, guys, because I forgot all these other models too. So you got the bronze, you got the gold, you got the silver, and a couple different strap options, and then of course you have the blue, and then the iconic black with the gilded colorway on that one. Man, so Tudor's pretty heavy on the SKUs right now. They have a lot of watches. I would think that the next release you're going to see some probably discontinued models too. The ceramic is Metas. It was the first and still out there. Yes, that is true, and I think that is an awesome watch. I have tried that on. It wears great. It'd be one of the few ceramic cased watches that I would consider picking up. Omega has a couple that I would like too, but Paul says he likes the green Royale. All right, we're definitely over an hour. Do you guys have any last minute questions? Tudor has the divers covered. 100%, Jeff. I think Tudor is crushing it, and their price points are it's still a lot of money, but you could sell like 5 or 6 of your divers and then scrounge up some extra money and pony up on a Black Bay 58 or a 41 or maybe that Black Bay 54 if you have the wrist to support it. I think that'd be the way to go. BM says he thinks the 1926 will be gone next year or revised with in-house movement, which is crazy because I went to a Tudor special event I think like a year or two ago, a couple years ago, and they were really pushing the 1926. So anytime you see a brand really pushing a particular model, I just feel like the sales aren't doing well. Just like I see Zin posting up the 105, the white with the pop of orange and the day date posted at the 6 o'clock in a different configuration. Um, I think when they push those like that, it's their their sales are down or something on it. It's not great. So uh, when will the used come up? Johnson say, I think you'll see used Tudors posted up for reasonable prices anyway. I think you'll see it. I mean, a lot of these watches, you're not even going to get your hands on them for like a month or two. So I think what are we in March, April, May, June, July? By July, I think by July we'll start to see probably some used ones pop up there for maybe full retail or just under. Uh, These Tudors, they go down in price for the most part too. So like if you want to wait and pick one up used, you'll probably do okay. All right, Will, what are you saying? I wish they made a Black Bay 61 with a 42 millimeter. Okay, still steel bezel, Tudor luxury watch, really? Yeah, It's entry luxury, but sure. I mean, I consider them luxury. If I'm spending that much money, it's kind of a luxury to me to be able to buy a $4,000 watch or something. I don't know. Everyone's definition of luxury is going to be different, I guess. The Ranger's just over 2K now. Yeah, see, exactly. And that was so hyped up when it first came out. Everyone was struggling to get one. I even was on a list and I didn't get it right away, and I ended up canceling my order because I just wanted it for the video, which I ended up getting a video later of it. So, not you can wait on a lot of these. Let's see. I really still like the Longines Ultracron Diver for under 4. That is a really cool movement in that watch. I think that's a really cool watch. And yeah, you're right in that. If you're going to go entry level luxury, I think you're right in there with the Tudor price points, and you have a Longines is crushing it as well, I believe. Hmm. Are we starting to negotiate who's buying what in San Francisco? So I am going to the wind up show in San Francisco. Anybody that's still here, now that we're dropping numbers, but so I will be there. I get in late Friday, and then I will be there Saturday. I'm going to be at the show all day Saturday, and then part of the day Sunday. Whoever's going to be around, I don't know, but I don't leave till Monday. So if you guys want to hang out or whatever, we can definitely hang out and go do something. We can go check something out. Can you pair the Ranger to the San Martin for us? Your thoughts? Um, they're in different leagues, but it's the diminishing return is what you're probably talking about. So if you really want a Ranger, but you only have like a couple $100 to spend, and the Ranger's just not going to happen, then get the San Martin. The San Martin is fine. Like they make great watches for the price point. It's difficult to argue against that point. You know, but if you have the funds, then nothing's going to beat the real thing. Like, so if the Ranger's the one you really want, then I think figure out a way to get the Ranger. Just like any other brand, like at any other price point. If those the other ones that are really what you're looking for, then that's the one you want to get. The resale will be lower on the San Martin, the Ranger. Yes, yes. The San Martin resale, I mean, you're going to take, so if you buy a San Martin for $200, you'll be lucky to get $100 for it. You're not going to get any money for it on the flip if you're a flipper. Yeah, the a used Ranger they're like too low, arguably, like ridiculous. See if San Fran watch store, see if San Francisco Swatch store has any moon. I will be toted around by a couple of locals there. I don't know if we're gonna venture over to the Swatch store or not. I've had the best luck, and so has everybody else that's been there with the Swatch store in Vegas. But I did buy a couple of moon swatches in I forget what store it was, but somewhere in New York City last fall. We were going to buy out the San Francisco Swatch Omegas. If we got time, you guys want to roll over there and see if they have any, that's fine. Moon Swatch with the gold hand, any other new Swatch release? The only Swatch releases I'm watching for, and you can't see it because it's out of frame, but is those like 6 foot tall wall hanging clocks. I'd like to pick up another one of those. Those sell out right away. They're like $180 or something like that. So if they release another one, I'll try to jump right on it and get it. Yes, go Swatch. Still need Mercury. So yeah, if we go there, Mark, we'll definitely keep our eyes open. If they have the Mercury or Neptune, we'll pick you one up. Yes, Bean Boy was there actually. The New York City store was at the World Trade Center down there. Had that's cool. I live in San Francisco. What does it say? I live in San Francisco area. I can recon for you all. Or just come hang out with us. You don't need to recon for us, but just meet us up at the wind up show. I think they moved the venue. They moved it to a different location than it was last year. It's probably like a larger location. So, um, am I going to wine country, Napa, or Sonoma when you're in San Francisco? No, it's still going to be a quick trip. I'm getting in late Friday, so I'll be able to. If anyone's there Friday night, I'll be able to have a nightcap with you essentially. And then if anyone's there, hopefully somebody will be. Otherwise, I'll be nightcapping it by myself. But and then I'll be going to the show Saturday, and then yeah, and then we just hang out. Like Will Carey says, we find a place to hang out, we venture around or whatever, and then we just hang out. We take over the hotel lobby, maybe even potentially, and that's honestly where most of the fun has is just hanging out and chatting with everybody and enjoying the company. Glad you can make it back to San Francisco for another wind up. Maybe I'll see you there again. Plan to go Friday and Saturday. I will definitely see you. Just if you see me, Chrono, or if I see you, just yeah, definitely stop me real quick so we can have a quick chat. Hopefully, I'll see a lot of the same people I did last year. Hopefully, Evan from You're Terrific will make his way down. He did last year. I don't know if he will again. I'm definitely will. I'm definitely not eating off the food trucks that backfired. I think part of that was the lack of sleep, but um, that would actually be cool if they did a wind up in Detroit. That would be cool. I don't think they're going to though because they already have it pre-scheduled already for this year for San Francisco, then Chicago, and then New York. Um, and I'll probably go to San Francisco and then I will go to the Chicago, but I don't think I'll make it to the New York. Ned, this is the weekend of April 28th, and it is the Worn and Wound Wind Up Show. So there is a lot of great brands there, a lot of micro brands, or like the ones that are in that in between phase where they're coming out of being a micro brand, maybe even into the area of boutique style almost, and just a lot of great people there. So if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area that weekend of April 28th, definitely stop in there. It's free. Just walk in. There'll be a bunch of great people there and a bunch of great brands. Midwestern Watch Dude says, can't wait for Wind Up Chicago. Well, get a hold of me because I plan on going. That's in July, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll be there as well. So we'll try to meet up. I like to meet up with people at these events and at least meet up at the show. And then, if things work out with scheduling and stuff like that, maybe we can even all roll together later and hang out. So Johnson Seiko said, I can bring some watches you take back. Don't do that. I'd rather you just mail them to me. So email me, Johnson Seiko, and I'd rather you just mail them to me, ship them to me, because I pack super, super small. So I don't want to be lugging a bunch of stuff along. Like I'm only probably going to bring one watch or no watches. I might just wear a watch. I'll pick one up at the show and just wear one. Um, I kind of did that at the district time, except for Leslie ended up buying it. But I did pick this visitor up at the district time show, but he didn't have an extra one in stock, so he had to ship it to me. I didn't even wear a watch that day because I knew I was going to buy one. So I'll probably do the same thing at the San Francisco windup. I'll probably pick up a watch. All right, guys, I definitely went over the hour, so I am going to. Oh, he got married last year, same weekend as Wind Up Chicago last year, so I need to buy 2 years worth of watches. I like the way you think. I like the way you think. That is, that makes sense. And it could be like your honeymoon watch, just a year late. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next video. Tomorrow I'll post 2 videos. See ya.